Stock chasing. Look, it's Marcel, aka Honey Bunny Sunny, and I'm on a mission to make you some money. Now listen, I got a great video for y'all. Listen, today I'm going to show you 3 stocks that can get you paid this week, okay? Go back and look at the old videos. They paid out each and every time. It's not always going to happen on the first day, right? Like I do a watch list sometimes and people will be like, all right, well, Monday it's like, all right, for the week we're watching and looking for setups for day trades and swings. So sometimes you'll be able to make the money on Monday. Sometimes it'll be later in the week, and sometimes it's just going to complete a setup for you to be able to take a swing entry into the next week. That's why you got to pay attention to the videos, listen to my levels. I'm giving you the free game. I'm giving you the free money if you just take notes and make sure that you implement it, okay? It's even easier if you're able to get the day-to-day by being in the Prosperity Collective, but we'll get to that later, okay? Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. Welcome. I think you clicked on it for a reason. You've been searching for a person that can give you the things that a lot of these gurus are not giving you, right? I ain't that big yet, but I'm getting there. But I will tell you this, I'm more profitable than probably anybody that you can point on the internet. Like my win rate is higher. My average win size is higher, right? It's just a matter of time before all that stuff starts catching up with the algorithm. Okay, so if you're here, welcome. All right, we also have a trading family called the Prosperity Collective where we get to it every day. I'll put some results up in here. We can just see the profits that people are getting every day, some of the messages that people are sending us. This is a real life thing. And not only are we just making money, but we're having a good time. We're building each other up. We're currently in the midst of a 7-day distraction fast, which is getting clear here in the 4th quarter and get into the money, right? Get into whatever it is that we're trying to focus on so that we're going into 2026 with clear vision and momentum. All right, now look, I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. I'm gonna get right into it, okay? So for today, I have a few stocks that I want to show you that can make you thousands. We got Amazon, we have Coin, and then we also have what was the third one? It was Amazon, Coin. I believe I had in NVDA. Yeah. So right now I got NVDA pulled up, right? So I want you guys to just take a look at this chart. All right. So this was in the watch list a couple weeks ago. It did what it was supposed to do. It went, we called the head and shoulders. It made the up move, right? Now what we have is some version of a pullback, and it could possibly be ready to come down and retest this trend line. Let me make the trend line longer, right? For those who are new to trading, and even those that are experienced in trading, right? Trend lines will save your life. Trend lines will save your life. Trend lines are giving you the exact speed at which something is sloping, right? So if something breaks a trend line, it's also saying that it's breaking the trend, meaning that it's confirming that there is a new trend beginning. These are great places to take entries. If you're concerned about where to get into a play, trend lines. All right, so just keep that in mind. So we got this trend line right here, and it seems to be wanting to come back down. Now, NVIDIA did have a lot of volume last week, and it could be ready to head to the top. Right, this could just be a slight pullback because we did have a little bounce action, on Friday, but it could also come all the way back and retest this trend line, and it could happen over the course of days or weeks. So we want to be cautious of just entering blindly because it's not super clear the direction yet. What will make this direction clear is a close above highs, right? A close above highs, I'd be interested in getting calls. A close below previous day lows, right? Like a decent close somewhere right here, like around like 184.50. I would love to see if it would go down and retest the trend line. So I'll be interested in entering puts there, right? So NVIDIA has a pretty decent setup. It's not the most incredible setup, but because it's so in the news right now, it's such a such a huge stock. There is a lot of volume in it, which could cause whichever direction it decides to go in to go with speed, right, and velocity. So that's NVIDIA. Let's jump over to Amazon. Amazon is a really good play, right? Again, here we go with the trend lines, right? You see how we broke the trend line here and then continued down, right? You see how simple it is to trade these things. We had a downtrend here, broke the trend line there, it went up. See, like trend lines are really what's just going to help you identify like when to get in. Anything outside of a trend line, which is just a sloped support, right, or a sloped resistance, that's all it is. A trend line is the same thing as a resistance that's horizontal or a support that's horizontal. It's just sloped, right? Stocks move in a wave-like pattern, so sometimes the support is on an angle, which is a trend line, right? I want y'all to write that down and really understand that concept. All right, I don't think I've ever heard anybody put it like that either. So right here we have a bearish engulfing on on Amazon, right? So this tells me that this may not be ready to come back and retest this trend line right here, and it wants to continue down to the next level because we have such a bearish engulfing. We caught this same play on Tesla. I'll hop to Tesla just real quick. This is not on the watch list, but we caught that. See, you see that bearish engulfing right there? On Friday, we all made money on that, right? So beautiful play, beautiful trade for sure. Let me get back to Amazon. So this could be the same thing. We could see a day that makes this fall, somewhere down here to this next level, around 211, right? Sometimes what happens is a stock after a bearish engulfing will have like a slight pop up and then fall. So with this, you want to be watching this throughout the day. And if it starts to fail after going up, like opening green and then going up and then it starts to fail, you could get on the early side with a size for 0 trade to the downside and write it down to 211, or you can just wait for confirmation of a closure on that day and then and then take entries. But the only thing that you may have to worry about, if we do get a bearish closing, that just lowers the distance that it could possibly go before running into some traffic right here at 211 to 1150. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But Amazon has been trending up for a while. Then it broke the it broke the trend. So it could be retracing to the downside, just depending on what the market does. So definitely keep that in mind. Again, I like it. I like a failure on Monday. I like a failure to go higher than the previous day, or a failure to go higher than Friday's highs on Monday, and then taking entries at that failure. All right, and last but not least, which I think is one of the best setups, we have Coin. Right? So Coin, as many of you know, is a crypto platform, right? For you to buy and sell and transfer crypto. Okay. Crypto has started to build some momentum towards the end of September. We're seeing a lot more volume coming into it. We're seeing a lot of bears. I'm sorry, not bears, but whales. Got my animals mixed up. I got a lot of whales pouring into it, and whales, for those who don't know, are just people that are buying large quantities, like in the millions of dollars in a particular security. So we got a lot of whales that are coming in and purchasing Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's really good for Coinbase. And Coinbase is overall in an uptrend. As you see, I've drawn the line right here. I can make this a little slimmer so that you guys can understand that the trend that it's in. So it's in an uptrend, and it still has room to go to this resistance up at 444 with no interruption on the daily time frame. But again, this is a trend line, right? So we could at any moment pull back and make a tap on this trend line. So it could go up, come down, and still, but what the trend line is showing is that it wants to continue up, over the course of, of months, ahead, right? But we just gotta, we gotta see. Sometimes it'll happen, very quickly. We may get the retrace to the highs this week. It could come back, pull back this week and tap the trend line. But again, I always give you entries. An entry at a trend line would be great, or an entry at a closing above this next. It's not really a resistance because it's still red on the daily, but you can tell that there's some sort of resistance area, like on an hourly or 4 hour, something like that. But somewhere around 387.50, if it can close there, that's continuation, right? If we can see, more momentum coming into the stock, I'd definitely be interested in getting calls there. But again, the highest risk to reward would be it pulling back to the trend line and then, you know, forming some sort of reversal signal, maybe a wick or a reverse hammer or something like that on the trend line would be super high probability to then enter into swings for Coinbase. So that's what I got, y'all. I got that for the week. You know, I hope that's helpful. I hope that's helpful for you all. These 3 stocks, I'm telling you, like, you know, with the appropriate sizing can make you, you know, thousands, tens of thousands, depending on what your budget is. Remember, you want to make sure that you are sizing according to your budget, right? So when I get on here and I talk about making thousands, I'm talking about me, right? Or I'm talking about somebody else that may be risking, you know, tens of thousands or thousands or whatever on a single play, right? But even if you're risking a couple thousand, you can still make thousands throughout the week with these plays if you play them correctly. Okay? Now listen, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hit the subscribe button to get more valuable information like this. Or if you just want to see my face, that's cool. All right? It's all love over here. I appreciate you all. Remember, invest smart, live free. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, also, Prosperity Collective. We're on a mission to, you know, get everybody profitable. We want everybody to make 100,000 that comes in the group, right? That's just a little thing that me and Zay have kind of talked about. We want all of y'all to make 100K, right? Have 100K in your brokerage, and that just be the floor, right? Multi-millionaires being created in the group. But it starts with you all showing up every day. That's why we've implemented the things that we've implemented in the group. If you're in there, you know what I'm talking about. If not, go ahead and click the link in the description below. All right. I'll really see you in the next one this time. Peace.